He had one name long before casual fans even recognized it.
He has dismantled the featherweight elite in style.
And it's not that if I'm gonna win the belt, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna knock him out in the first round.
Ilia Topuria was not loud. He was not chasing attention. He simply kept entering cages and destroying people without mercy. Then suddenly, the entire world noticed. First came the knockout of Alexander Volkanovski. Then came the impossible against Max Holloway. Two legends, both finished brutally. Now another massive fight approaches at UFC Freedom 250 against Justin Gaethje. But before that moment arrives, one terrifying question remains unanswered. Was the division avoiding him because they already knew what was coming? The fighter nobody paid attention to. Before the championships, knockouts and headlines, Ilia Topuria existed almost like a ghost inside mixed martial arts. Outside Spain and Georgia, very few fans truly understood how dangerous he already was becoming. While other fighters built massive social media followings and loud personalities, Topuria quietly focused on destroying opponents with frightening efficiency. Every fight ended the same way: pressure, violence, total control. Yet somehow, the lightweight division still underestimated him. What made Topuria especially terrifying was how complete his skill set looked so early in his career. He could box aggressively, wrestle effectively, and submit opponents without hesitation. Most fighters specialize in one area. Topuria seemed dangerous everywhere. But because he lacked mainstream hype at the beginning, many people ignored the warning signs entirely. Inside gyms, however, the whispers had already started. Fighters spoke about his power differently.
You can't take anything away from Topuria. If he puts a hand on you like that, you're going to go down.
Coaches discussed his confidence differently.
He's on a great 3-fight win streak for sure.
Sparring stories spread rapidly behind closed doors. Something about him felt unusually dangerous.
Technique is flawless. Everything's flawless. His boxing is so dangerous.
The question slowly became impossible to ignore. If he was already finishing skilled fighters this easily before reaching his prime, what would happen once he finally entered the spotlight against the biggest names in the world? The undefeated pressure machine. Most undefeated fighters build records carefully. Ilia Topuria built fear. From the beginning of his UFC journey, opponents struggled to survive the pressure he brought into every fight. He did not fight cautiously like someone protecting a perfect record. Instead, he fought as if he wanted to break people mentally before physically finishing them. That mentality immediately separated him from the rest of the division. Topuria's pressure feels different because it combines patience with violence. He slowly cuts distance, traps opponents near the cage, then explodes with combinations carrying knockout power in both hands. Fighters expecting reckless aggression instead discover calculated destruction. The moment they panic, Topuria attacks even harder. What makes this even scarier is his confidence under pressure. Most fighters become cautious after taking clean shots. Topuria often becomes more dangerous. He walks forward calmly, absorbs information, and forces opponents into exhausting exchanges they cannot sustain forever. Over time, many fighters stopped focusing on how to beat him and started focusing on how to survive him. That psychological pressure matters enormously inside elite combat sports. Once fear enters a division, matchmaking changes. Fighters become selective. Excuses appear. Suddenly everyone has reasons to wait. But why would elite professionals hesitate to fight one man unless they believed something terrifying waited for them inside the cage? The night Volkanovski fell. The world truly changed the night Ilia Topuria faced Alexander Volkanovski. Before that fight, Volkanovski was considered one of the smartest and most complete champions in the UFC. His fight IQ, movement, and experience had already neutralized elite opponents for years. Many fans believed Topuria was talented, but beating Volkanovski still seemed impossible. Then, the fight actually happened. Early moments already revealed something uncomfortable for the champion. Topuria was not intimidated at all. He walked forward confidently, pressured exchanges, and looked completely comfortable against one of the greatest featherweights ever. Volkanovski still had success technically, but the danger from Topuria never disappeared for even a second. Every punch carried visible knockout intent. Then came the finish that shocked the MMA world. Topuria landed clean, brutal shots that completely changed the fight instantly. Volkanovski collapsed, and suddenly the undefeated contender transformed into a global superstar overnight. It was not simply the victory itself that terrified the division. It was the way he did it. Calm, violent, decisive. Champions lose all the time in combat sports. But legends rarely get finished like that. And once Topuria proved he could destroy someone as intelligent and experienced as Volkanovski, another terrifying question immediately appeared. If he could do that to Volk, who exactly was safe anymore?
The Matador, Topuria!
Doing the impossible against Holloway. If knocking out Volkanovski shocked fans, what happened against Max Holloway felt almost unreal. Holloway built his reputation as one of the toughest fighters in UFC history. His durability became legendary because almost nobody could seriously hurt him, let alone finish him.
I told you guys, all these guys is cupcakes. I look forward to the new flavor.
Many believed Holloway's movement, pace, and experience would finally expose weaknesses in Topuria's aggressive style. Instead, the opposite happened completely.
Staying far away from Topuria, trying to pop at him.
From the opening exchanges, Topuria looked terrifyingly sharp. He tracked Holloway carefully, pressured intelligently, and refused to allow long combinations from the former champion.
Maybe a little jab, body jabs here and there.
Holloway still showed moments of brilliance, but Topuria's power created constant danger during every exchange.
Once again, starting to hit home. Nice jab.
Fans slowly realized they were watching something historic unfold inside the cage.
Now Max is southpaw.
Then came the knockout nobody believed possible. Topuria landed with brutal precision, becoming the first fighter ever to knock out Holloway cleanly.
Fist. Take a look at that. Clean.
The arena exploded because everyone understood the significance instantly. Beating Holloway was already difficult. Finishing him violently felt almost impossible. Yet Topuria had just done exactly that.
He does it again! Ilia Topuria!
That victory changed the division psychologically more than any press conference ever could. Fighters no longer viewed him as simply another contender. They started seeing him as a genuine nightmare matchup. And once fear becomes real inside a division,
All he wants to do is to break men.
how many opponents truly want that contract signed willingly? The Gaethje fight changes everything. Now the story enters its biggest chapter yet. UFC Freedom 250 places Ilia Topuria against one of the most violent fighters in MMA history, Justin Gaethje. This is not just another title fight. It feels like a collision between two men built entirely for chaos. And because the event reportedly headlines at the White House setting, the spotlight surrounding the fight has become enormous. Gaethje represents a completely different type of danger compared to Topuria's recent opponents. His leg kicks, pressure, and willingness to enter wars make him one of the hardest fighters in the sport to control mentally. Most opponents break under Gaethje's violence eventually. But Topuria may be the first man entering that chaos without fear. Stylistically, the matchup feels explosive. Gaethje thrives during ugly exchanges and emotional firefights. Topuria thrives during pressure-heavy knockouts and close-range destruction. That combination almost guarantees violence. Fans already expect one of the most dangerous stand-up battles of the year. But the real importance goes beyond entertainment. If Topuria defeats Gaethje convincingly, the lightweight division may officially enter a new era entirely. One where avoiding him becomes impossible anymore. So as June 14 approaches, another massive question grows larger every day. Can even Gaethje,
Justin Gaethje is a monster. He's a monster.
survive the pressure that destroyed everyone else before him? The fighter nobody wanted to face. The most dangerous thing about Ilia Topuria is not just his power or undefeated record. It is the feeling surrounding him now. Opponents enter fights already aware that one mistake can completely change everything. That pressure affects decision-making, confidence, and survival instincts long before the cage door even closes. Topuria built this reputation step by step. Unknown prospect. Undefeated contender, champion killer. Now he stands at the center of one of the UFC's biggest events of the year against Justin Gaethje. The journey feels almost unreal because only a few years ago, casual fans barely recognized his name outside Spain and Georgia. Today, entire divisions study him carefully. What makes his rise even more impressive is how quickly he forced global attention onto himself. Knockouts against Volkanovski and Holloway instantly changed the conversation around modern MMA. And now, the pressure surrounding UFC Freedom 250 grows larger daily. If Topuria wins again on June 14, his reputation may transform from feared contender into something even bigger, possibly the next unstoppable face of the sport itself. But if Gaethje somehow survives and drags him into deep waters, could this finally become the night the Ghost is forced to bleed publicly for the first time? Combat sports change quickly. One night can turn unknown fighters into legends, and one brutal performance can permanently alter an entire division forever. Ilia Topuria already feels dangerously close to reaching that level. What started as quiet dominance outside mainstream attention has now transformed into one of the most feared rises the UFC has seen in years. And now the road leads directly toward UFC Freedom 250 against Justin Gaethje, a fight that could define the next era of lightweight violence completely. Because this story is no longer about hype anymore, it is about fear.
I'm able to combine punches.
I think he got stomped. Oh, big.
Real fear inside one of the toughest divisions in combat sports. Fighters can deny it publicly, but actions always reveal truth eventually. And for years now, the lightweight division has treated Topuria differently from everyone else. Maybe Gaethje becomes the man who finally stops him. Maybe June 14 becomes the night Topuria proves he truly belongs among the sport's most terrifying champions. Either way, the entire MMA world will be watching carefully when the cage door closes.